So today we will talk about the last thing you need to know forever. No, not forever. Just for to take care of your UH quiz, which I might count as a test grade. Oh, heads up. Remember we were going to have a quiz last time, like I told you last week. All right, the quiz has been moved. Your quiz will be next time we meet, which will be Thursday. But relax, it's going to be over what we do today. One question of today and like 2 questions of what we did last week before the whole ICE thing, and then 1 question from composite arguments. It'll be because these things take a while, so I think 30 minutes for 4 questions is enough time. I think, right? So 4 questions next week, the last 30 minutes of class. So yeah, all right, here we go. We're gonna finally do half angles, and the concept's very simple. All this week, all the last 2 weeks, we've just been doing hacks. So we're going to do another hack. The ones that I want you to focus on is these 2 right here. Notice that I'm color coding them. I'm going to derive one from the other. So I'm going to make one in red and make one in blue. So if you have colored pens or colored pencils, I think this will be a good place to put that. So do you guys agree that this angle A is half of 2A? Do you guys agree that A is half of 2A? Yeah, if you take 2A and multiply it by half, you get A, right? So I'm going to rewrite it. So how am I going to rewrite it? I'm going to take up half of this paper. And first I'm going to write it like this. Cosine, and what did we say? So I'm going to say that this is A equals 2 cosine squared half A minus 1. Have I lost anyone? All I said was that this angle A is half of 2A. So it's still true. It's a true statement. Are we cool? Now, because what I'm going to try and solve is the cosine half A, I'm going to write this on the left-hand side. So I'm going to rewrite it. 2 cosine squared half A minus 1 equals cosine A. Everyone is still okay, right? All right, I'm going to move the 1 to the other side. So 2 cosine squared half A equals cosine A. Okay, how do the formulas have it? I think they have the 1 in the front. So I'm only because I want you to look, bless you, I want it to look like the formula, guys. You know what? I'm going to cheat real quick. Where do they put it at? Yeah, they put it in the front. Okay, we're still in good shape. Are we feeling okay so far? I need to, what am I trying to get? I'm trying to get the cosine half A by itself, so I need to divide by 2. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So we're going to write it as cosine half A, cosine squared half A of, I guess you can write for now 1 plus cosine A divided by 2. In a little bit, we're going to factor out that half. Maybe we'll do it right now in a little bit. And the last thing I need to do is get rid of that square. So I'm going to what? How do I get rid of the square? No. Square root. So square root. And you can actually, I think Delta Math has the formula written that way, because I just looked at it a little while ago. But these notes have it written this way. Put the half in the front. 1 plus cosine A. And I kind of like this way better, TBH. And there it is, we derived the formula. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool, guys. I think so too. I think Rihanna thinks it's cool. I think your mom thinks it's cool. I shouldn't have said that, because this is the one I'm going to upload to YouTube. And hello, Mom, if you're watching. I meant that with love. I didn't mean it like, a joke or anything. Well, I mean, it was a joke, but okay. We're doing Math Life, as you can tell, so we're going to continue with the Math Life adventure. All right, let's continue here, guys. So here we go. We're going to do the one in blue here. I'm just going to do a hack, and I've saved the other half space for that. So I'm going to write it as cosine A equals 1 minus 2 sine squared of half A. Is that a true statement? Yeah, it's a true statement, guys. All I did was just take half of that angle. And I'm going to write this on the left-hand side because I'm going to be solving for sine squared, right? Or for sine half a. So I'm going to write 1 minus 2 sine squared of half a equals cosine a. I want to get rid of that 1. So what am I going to do? Well, it's 1 by itself right there. So yeah, same concept. Negative 2 sine squared half a equals, and let's put a negative 1 in the front for now, plus cosine a. And then next, I want to get rid of that negative 2, so I'm going to what? No, not that. The next yon's a demerit. See, we have fun here. We divide by negative 2, guys, so then we're going to have sine squared of half a equals negative divided by negative is a positive, so we're going to write 1 minus cosine a divided by 2. Notice that the 2 in the bottom is no longer negative because negative divided by negative was a positive and positive divided by negative is a negative. Are we okay? And last but not least, I need to do what? Square root. So when I do that, I'm going to write sine of half a is equal to plus minus square root, and let's put the half in the front, 1 minus cosine a. And there it is. So let me zoom out so you guys can see both formulas. Do we notice anything? Do we observe? If you look at the telly, huh? Yeah, the signs, that's it. Yeah, notice that both of them rely on cosine A. The cosine is the one with the plus. The sine is the one with the minus. I'm sorry, guys, for your quiz. There are no formulas or cheat sheets. Don't worry, for the 9 weeks exams, we'll give them all to you. Well, actually, for the 9 weeks exams, you do your own. And then for the semester exam, I'll give you all of them. And I do want the cheat sheets turned in, right? Because we got to make sure it's a fair game. Don't put like, do you guys put like questions in your cheat sheets like this? How you do this one? And, y'all are funny. We'll make it a note card. If there's not that many, you already have them memorized. You can get them off on the composite argument properties. But there it is, guys. The one in red, the one in blue. And there's another one. Should we talk about the other one? We don't talk about Bruno here. There's another one. Let's do one more. And one more. Should we do it in green? Let's do tan half a. So, no, I'm putting it down here, guys. I still got room. I think I can fit it down there. I think. Tan half a. What's up? No, we're not going to use that guy. We're going to use these two because I have the same argument. You know what I mean? So tan half a is the same thing as sine half a over cosine half a. Do you guys agree? And sine half a is, let's see, plus minus square root 1 half parenthesis 1 minus cosine a over plus minus square root 1 half 1 plus cosine a. Oh, we need to know about laws of exponents. Do you guys know about laws of exponents? Laws of exponents, because I have square root in the top and square root in the bottom, I can create one giant square root. So I can go equals plus minus 1 giant square root. Do the halves go away? No, the halves go away. I have a half on the top and a half on the bottom. Do they cancel? Yeah. And you have 1 minus cosine a over 1 plus cosine a. Where do they want me to go with this? Can I cheat? No, I'm not going to cheat. I have an idea. They probably want me to get rid of that square root. Okay, so let's get rid of the square root. I'm not going to square it, guys, because what we're trying to find is tan half a. So all this equals tan half a, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by 1 plus cosine a over 1 plus cosine a. Now don't be a robot. I just multiplied it by 1. And anything times 1 is itself. And the reason I did that is because in the top, I'm going to have like the difference of squares. So here's what you're going to have. I'm going to put the equal sign here. And I'm going to have plus minus square root, one giant one. Really, I can get rid of that plus minus, but that's fine. I have 1 minus cosine squared A over parenthesis 1 plus cosine A, close it with a square on it. And hopefully we remember 1 minus cosine squared A is something. Do you remember what that something is? Yeah, what is it? Sine squared. So I'm going to write plus minus square root sine squared A over parenthesis 1 plus cosine A, close it, squared. And really I can actually take off, we'll leave it for now. And we'll see what the final answer says. All right, here we go. I almost choked there. What's the square root of sine squared? Yeah, so this is sine A. What's the square root of 1 plus cosine A squared? So that's probably, I hope, that's probably the formulas they have. Watch it be an epic fail and not be it. So they probably have that one. So let's see. Yeah, there it is. See, wasn't so bad. And we just derived the half argument properties that you're going to be using. Take a guess. How do you think I get this one? You just do the opposite. Instead of multiplying by 1 plus cosine over 1 plus cosine, you multiply by 1 minus cosine over 1 minus cosine. So if you multiply by the other one, you get the other one. Yay, I'm so happy, guys. We're learning. As you can tell, moms and dads, your kids are very happy. They're here in class. They enjoy math. Hook up my video with a thumbs up if you're being entertained. Please don't give me a thumbs down. I mean, I guess you can if you want, but you guys never watch my videos on the big screen in the family room?
I actually rent out a movie theater.
Let me tell you what I did once, and I'm not trying to torture my grandma. But one time my grandma came over, and I'm like, let me show you, Grandma, what I do. And I put on my YouTube channel, and I just made a whole bunch of videos for her. And she was just there watching them. Like, Grandma, I did a shout out to you. Okay, I don't know. She's probably not watching my videos. But all right, here we go. So let's do this one here, guys. It says, so here's how your exam's going to look. It's going to be very similar to this, like right here. It says cosine A equals 15 over 17, and A is in the open interval 270 to 360. Find the exact value of cosine half A. And I want you to do it with what we just learned. So what did we just learn a little while ago? We said that cosine half A is equal to plus minus square root. And then I think we put a 1/2 parenthesis. And then we said it was 1 plus cosine A. Did we not? Yeah, there it is. And I tell you what cosine A is. It's right here. Cosine A is 15 over 17. So I'm just going to plug that in immediately, guys. I'm going to plug that in right here for cosine A. And we don't need a calculator for this. I mean, we will eventually, but not for this part. 1/2 parenthesis 1 plus 15 over 17. You are done with pre-cal. The rest is arithmetic. So it's not even really algebra. It's just like, do you know how to multiply, add, subtract, and divide? So let's see. I'm going to turn that 1 into 17 over 17. So we're going to have, bless you, plus minus square root. I'll put a half. And then I write 17 over 17 plus 15 over 17. Have I lost anyone? All right. Do I still got room over here? Yeah, I still got room. Equals plus minus square root. And I still have that 1/2 like that. 15 plus 17. 15 is 30 plus another 2 is 32. I always have to break it down. And then the denominator is 17. When you add, you keep the same denominators. So here's what I have right now. And then I see a 2 in the bottom, the half there, and I see a 32 on the top. And I know that 2 goes into 32 how many times? 16. So now, here's what I have. Let's see. I'll put an equal sign, plus minus. I have square root of 16 over 17. And let's bring back your laws of exponents. So plus minus square root of 16 over square root of 17. What's the square root of 16? 4. And then the square root of 17 is not perfect. I'm okay with leaving it like this. This is full credit. If you're taking a UH quiz, are you going to see that answer? Probably not. You're probably going to see plus minus 4 square root of 17 over 17. I am okay with this one. This one's okay. Obviously, this one's better. But I'm okay with that one. Cool? Oh, what's the answer? Is it positive or negative? I don't know, Chavez. You tell me. You tell me what it is. All right. Here's how you figure it out, guys. The angle A is angle A. So here it is. Angle A is between 270 and 360. That's angle A. What did I calculate? Did I calculate cosine of A? No. We calculated cosine of half A. So in the bottom here, right below it, I go half of A is, what's half of 360? 180. And what's half of 270? I think it's 135. 135 plus 135. 35 plus 35 is 70. So yeah, 135. So think about it. Cosine. Cosine in quadrant 2. 135 to 180. Cosine in quadrant 2, is cosine positive or negative in quadrant 2? Negative. Circle the negative one. Do you see how we did it? All right. Let's keep going. And now they want what the exact value of cosine 2a. So that's just like what we did last week, right? Cosine 2a. And we're going to use the formula that only uses cosine because that's what, life is easier that way. So I'm going to use this one, the one in red. 2 cosine squared a minus 1. So I'm going to write 2 cosine squared a minus 1. So I'll write 2 parentheses and I type in what cosine a is. 15 over 17 squared minus 1. Oh man, I don't know if I know both of those numbers squared. All right, let's see. 15 times 15. I want to say that's 225. But you guys check because I make mistakes all the time. And 17 times 17, I want to say that is 289. But I'm not sure because I didn't do these questions beforehand. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I mess up, guys. Minus 1. Now, I think I can double 225 without a calculator. I think 450? 450 over 289 minus 1. And I can turn that 1 into 289 over 289, right? 450 over 289 minus 289 over 289. Now, I think I can do that without a calculator because 289 is really close to 300. So I can subtract 300 and then add back 11, right? So 450 minus 3, that's 150, and then add back 11. 150, 160, is it 161 over 289? Look at that, guys. We did all of it without a calculator. Isn't that cool? These are the type of questions that UH had on that math contest. So there's my answer. These are exact answers. And it says this. Verify your answers numerically by calculating the values of 2a and half a and finding the cosines. Okay, so that means this. I'm going to find what the angle A is. Our cosine of 15 over 17. Now, you guys have liked degrees better than radians. Do you guys still prefer degrees over radians? Okay. Will there ever be a point that you guys like radians over degrees? Never? All right. So here it is. My calculator's in degree mode. And I'm going to go ahead and find that degree. Arc cosine of 15 over, was it 15 over 17? But they also told me where I was at. 28. Okay, this is not my angle. That's my reference angle. They told me I was in what quadrant for A? Look, 270 to 360. So this is not my angle. That's my reference angle. So 360 minus, and I know what you guys are thinking. Like, are you sure this is the right answer? Trust me, guys. You'll see why. So I'm going to store, this is my angle. This is angle A. I'm going to store it to A, alpha A. And I know what you're thinking, guys. Like, are you sure that's the right angle, guys? Or Chavez? Well, if I type in cosine of A, I better get that 15 over 17, right? So cosine of A, enter. And look at that. If I tell it fraction, okay, 15 over 17. Look at that. Oh, no wonder it didn't do it. There's funny rounding going on. But it is. It's almost perfect all the way until the very last digit here. So do you guys see how this is my right angle? Okay, now check it out. Let's find out first what this is. In case you don't know what I'm doing, guys, I'm verifying this. So let's find out what 4 divided by square root of 17 is in decimal. 4 divided by square root of 17. Enter. So 0.97, and it should be negative, correct? So I'm going to push cosine, and we said that's half of A, right? 0.5A. So cosine 0.5A. And look at that, digit per digit all the way, same thing. Now let's find out the other one. Cosine 2A, 161 over 289. So let's see what that is in digits, in decimal, sorry. 161 over 289, enter. So it's 0.557. So let's see, cosine 2 alpha A, enter. And look at that, 0.557. Everything, there's funny rounding going on at the very end. So there's something going on there. But it's the same thing, digit per digit. What do you guys think? You guys don't think that's cool? I think that's cool, guys. All right, let's continue. Now, before we continue, does everyone know why it was not 28 degrees, 28 point something? Because they told me that angle A was between 270 and 360. Remember, the calculator is dumb. The calculator is only going to give you an answer in quadrant 1 whenever I do this. But it's in quadrant 4, right? So it looks something like, see, so remember that cosine of 30 degrees is square root of 3 over 2, and cosine of negative 30 is also square root of 3 over 2? See, so it's that's going on. It's negative 28 degrees, so 360 minus 28 is that 2, whatever. Cool? Okay. I was going to draw it out, but I decided not to. All right, and that's it, guys. The rest is just the same thing we've been doing over and over. So this is from UH, and now we're just going to do some sample problems just so you guys can get warmed up. So I want cosine of x over 2. So I hope that you guys recognize x over 2 is a half angle. That's a half angle, cosine of half x. Equals plus minus square root 1/2 parenthesis 1 plus cosine x. Close it. You're done. You just type in your cosine x. Equals plus minus square root 1/2 parenthesis 1 plus, type in that negative 1/7. See? Turn that 1 plus minus square root 1/2. Turn that 1 into 7 over 7. And then I just deleted the plus and put a minus. And then we're just going to just do arithmetic. That's it. 7 minus 1 is 6. So 6/7. 2 goes into 6 how many times? So now I have plus minus square root of 3 over square root of 7. You don't want to have a radical in the denominator. So times square root of 7 over square root of 7. So we're going to have plus minus 7 times 3 is 21. Square root of 21 over 7. We just got to decide positive or negative. They told you that angle x is between 180 and 270. I don't want angle x. I want angle half of x. Half of 270 is 135 degrees. Half of 180 is 90 degrees. So that is in quadrant 2. Is cosine in quadrant 2 positive or negative? What is it? Negative. So let's look for that answer, guys. Negative. There it is. Letter D. How do we feel? Yeah, no, it just takes practice, guys. So here's another one. This one says sine. So remember, that says sine x over 2. So that's like sine half of x equals plus minus square root 1/2 parenthesis 1 minus cosine of x. OMG, I don't have cosine. What am I going to do? I don't know. What do you think we should do? You draw a reference triangle. Here's angle x. This is sine. So sine is opposite of our hypotenuse. So square root of 15 over 4. So I need my adjacent side. So what's 4 squared? Square root of 15 squared? 15. 16 minus 15? And the square root of 1? 1. They told me it's an acute angle, so everything's positive. So here we go. From there, you get that cosine x is 1/4. So sine of half x equals plus minus square root 1/2 parenthesis 1 minus 1/4. You're done with pre-cal. The rest is arithmetic. Not even algebra, guys. It's just arithmetic. Square root 1/2 parenthesis. Turn that 1 into 4 over 4. Minus 1/4. Or you don't have to if you know that 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. Plus minus square root. 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3, there's still a half on the outside. And then 3/4. And I'm trying to split it all in here. Plus minus. Just multiply the 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. So square root of 3 over 8. So that looks like plus minus square root of 3 over square root of 8, which is plus minus square root of 3 over 2 square root of 2. What did I do to that square root of 2 there? Yeah, multiply by square root of 2 over square root of 2. So finally, plus minus square root of 6 over square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. Now, because they said everything is acute, if you have an acute angle, if x is between 0 and 90, half of x is even smaller, so it must be positive, because if you're an even smaller angle, you're in quadrant 1. That makes sense? So look for that answer. Is it in there? And that's it, guys. See? Do we got any more? Oh, these. I like these, actually. You just got to recognize them. I think I saw some of these on the UH math test for those of you that took it. Don't worry, we're almost done. We're just getting you guys exposure. These are the last two. These are actually kind of fun because they're kind of like puzzles. So, that one keeps running out. Here you go. I like this one. This is one of my favorites. This is my third favorite. All right, here we go, guys. Do we recognize that 7 pi over 8 is half of 7 pi over 4? Oh, man. You got to recognize that, guys. See, half times 7 pi over 4 will get you 7 pi over 8. So 7 pi over 8 is a half angle. Half angle of what? Of 7 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4 times half is 7 pi over 8. Cool or not cool? From that, you say, well, I know that. That's a half angle. Where'd it go? So that's a half angle. I'm using this formula, guys. Sine half x, just like before, plus minus square root 1/2 1 minus cosine x. I'm using that formula. So plus minus square root 1/2 1 minus cosine of 7 pi over 4. Are we still okay? All right. So now, do you remember the unit circle is coming back, guys? Plus minus 1/2 parenthesis 1 minus. Do you remember what cosine of 7 pi over 4 is? You're in quadrant 4. What is it? No, yeah, because it's the x coordinate, cosine of 7 pi over 4. What is that x coordinate, guys? Square root of 2 over 2. Your unit circle quizzes are going to come back, guys, because they don't go away. They're not going away. Turn that 1 into 2 over 2 plus minus square root 1/2 2 over 2 minus square root of 2 over 2. You don't have to show this much detail. I'm just trying to write step by step because that's what one of you or a few of you said that you guys wanted to see. Usually I don't make this many steps. I just go right into it. But I've been trying to adjust for you guys. All right, from there, I have a half, parenthesis, 2 minus square root of 2 over 2, close it. And now I'm just going to multiply the numerator with the numerators and denominators with the denominators, plus minus square root 2 minus square root of 2 over 4. Laws of exponents. Equal sign plus minus. Let's see. Square root of 2 minus square root of 2 over square root of 4. What's the square root of 4? So plus minus 1/2 square root 2 minus square root of 2. Now we got to decide positive or negative. That one's out. Maybe. That one's out. Maybe. That one's out. It's between C or E. I don't know, Chavez, how to decide that. Okay. You can either look at 7 pi over 8. Actually, I would look at 7 pi over 8. 7 pi over 8, we already said is half of 7 pi over 8, 7 pi over 4. We don't care about the 7 pi over 4 anymore. 7 pi over 8, what quadrant is that in? It's not in quadrant 4, guys. It's not in quadrant 3 either. Oh, man. It's in quadrant 2. You are pi over 8 away. You're 1/8 of a pi away from a whole pi. Does that make sense or no? Yeah, so again, for those of you that are visual learners, you are 1/8 of a pi away from pi. So you're probably like right there. You're 1/8 of a pi away from pi. So you're in quadrant 2. In quadrant 2, is sign positive or negative? Uh-oh, what? I heard 2 answers. It's positive. Sign is positive in quadrant 2, guys. So it's letter C. Cool or not cool?
Cool.
Last one. Here we go. There's the last one, guys, and we're done. You can do your delta. The delta is not going to take you much time. And if you have enough energy, you can do the UH. All right. Find sine of 7 pi over 12 using the sum or difference formula. It does not matter how you do it. As long as you use the sum or difference formula, you will always get it right. Here's what I would do. Sine of some number plus some number. And I want both of these numbers. You can also do difference. It doesn't matter. I want both of those numbers to add up to 7 pi over 12. Well, just pick some numbers. First, pick the numerator. 2 numbers that add up to 7. What are 2 numbers that add up to 7? Don't pick like 6 and 1. Yeah, 4 and 3 is a good start. So 4 pi over 12 plus 3 pi over 12. You guys told me those numbers, right? So now check it out. How many times does 4 go into 12? So this is like pi over 3, which is an angle we have. So try to pick angles that we have on the unit circle. How many times does 3 go into 12? Which is another angle we have. Perfect. So you guys picked perfect. Pi over 3 plus pi over 4. So I put pi over 3 here and pi over 4 here. Pi over 3 plus pi over 4 equals 7 pi over 12. Does that make sense to you guys? So far, I saw you said no. Ask, please. Are you sure? Guys, does it make sense to you guys? Okay, in case you don't want to say anything, pi over 3 plus pi over 4 equals 7 pi over 12. You just proved it right here. 4 pi over 12 plus 3 pi over 12, that is 7 pi over 12. And then we just reduced it. 4 pi over 12 reduces to pi over 3. 3 pi over 12 reduces to pi over 4. Cool or not cool? Ask, please. What's up?
Why are we doing?
Oh, because they told me find sine of 7 pi over 12, and they forced me using sum or difference formulas. So I have to use either sine A plus B or sine A minus B. I can't use anything else besides those two. Any other questions, guys? That was a good question, by the way. All right, here we go, guys. You're just expanding it. Do you remember the formula for sine A plus B? Uh-oh. Do we? All right, tell me the formula for sine A plus B, guys. Sine A cosine B plus.
Cosine A. Sine.
There you go. That's the composite argument formula you need to know for Thursday's quiz. So here we go. All I'm going to do is go sine pi over 3 cosine pi over 4 plus, here comes the unit circle, doesn't go away, cosine pi over 3 sine pi over 4. If I ask you this question on the exam and you just circle it without any work, because obviously you can just type this in the calculator and see which one of those matches. I will not give you credit, guys, because that's not the point. The point is to do it this way. And I have to do it, I have to grade like that, guys, because anyone can just type in numbers into a calculator. All right, sine pi over 3. What is that? Square root of 3 over 2. Cosine pi over 4. Square root of 2 over 2. Plus cosine pi over 3. What is that one? That's not the square root one. That's a half. Sine pi over 4. So here comes the unit circle, guys. It never goes away. So we're done. Square root of 3 times square root of 2. Plus, and then the other one is square root of 2 over 4, the same denominator. So square root of 6 plus square root of 2 over 4. Is that answer in there? And there it is. So we've done it. Now you just need experience. You know enough now to do all the questions on UH trig identities too. The attempt date, note it. It's also on Canvas. I put it for February 10th. I think that's more than enough time to do the attempt. So after the attempt date, I put it on gradebook. And then finally, I update it again on the 16th. Well, the 17th, really. So you have until the 16th to perfect it. And that's it. We're done. You have a delta. And then after you're done with your delta, if you feel like you have enough strength, take care of the trig, UH trig. Thank you guys for coming to room 206. We know you have many options.